Yep. Good morning, everyone. Morning. Hope you can all hear me. Yep, good. Happy days. Everyone, welcome to the 13th annual BelTech EDU conference. I want you to take a look around this room. If we were all, there's 400 students in attendance today, if we were all to go to the back area there and look over the window, what we'd be able to see is less than 100 meters away was the area where the Titanic was built, the finest ship of its day. And it was a ship that was so technologically advanced that it took the best engineers in the world to create it, which in Belfast is serious talent. That's amazing. Today, the most technologically advanced things that are being made are not made from steel, but instead they're made from code. So from here, people are pushing apps that are used by millions, building global businesses, and pushing the boundaries of science using the latest technologies. And every one of them, which is great, learned how to do it right here in Northern Ireland. My name is Lee Service. I am at your service today. And I'm a software engineer at Kainos. I'm going to be your host for BelTech EDU 2026. And just judging, looking around, how is the energy in the room today? Are we happy to be here? Yeah. When I say Bell, you say tech. Bell. Bell. Happy days. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. So I'm here to introduce our exciting range of speakers today and take some of your questions to them. So in front of you, at your tables, there are QR codes. And what I'd like you to do is scan those to be able to download AHA Slides. This is the app that's going to allow you today to ask questions of our speakers. And we're also going to be able to participate in the quiz later, where there's some fabulous prizes to be won. Please use your real names, as tempting it is to use fake names, because we actually need to identify you as well for the quiz later so that you can win your prize. There should also be the logon and password for the Wi-Fi, if that's needed too. So, yeah, that's good. I can see you're all downloading. That's great. For teachers, we're going to take a break around 11:05 or so, depending on how this morning goes, for 15 minutes. So if everyone during this time wants to filter into the Olympic and the Britannic suites on either side of the room, you'll be able to see some wonderful exhibitions. And finally, please do our speakers and me a bit of a favor. Hopefully you like me enough at this point to keep your phones on silent so you can hear what I'm trying to say. And now that that's out of the way, can I get a big round of applause for BelTech 2026? Okay, so just before we actually dive into our inspirational lineup, we have some wonderful event partners today that I want to give thanks to. My employer, Kainos, who is our headline and founding partner for today. We have our program partner, Allstate. We have our event partners, Options, Allstate, Unosquare, Rakuten, AFLEC Northern Ireland, along with Belfast City Council and Software NI. So our theme today, like, why are we here? My teacher made me. Our theme today is actually about exploring the possibilities of technology and cutting-edge technology at that. 15 years ago, when I actually had hair, I was a student, much like yourselves, and I was working in Belfast in a retail shop in Royal Avenue. And hearing things like robotics and AI and advanced manufacturing, these were all crazy buzzwords that I'd see in cartoons like Dexter's Laboratory or Futurama. I would never have actually experienced them myself. And for job opportunities as well in Northern Ireland, to get involved with those kind of things, I would normally have to either travel to Europe or London or work for a crazy startup in America. But these are all things now where if you were to leave today, like leave this building, you could take a bus to most of the companies in Northern Ireland who would be able to operate and innovate on these crazy new things like robotics and AI. And they're innovating in these fields every day. So as a software engineer myself in the industry at Kainos, my job has really changed in the past, like even in the past year. Suddenly I'm using AI. It's making my job a lot easier. It's making me a lot more productive. It is used in my job to explain really complex things in a simple way. And it's used to make me spend more time kind of problem solving than doing boring repetitive stuff. So AI is breaking down the barriers that used to stop people from getting involved in what they love. When I was 17, 18, I didn't really know really what I wanted to do in the future. And AI is going to help people get into new opportunities. You no longer need years of experience. You don't need really complex equipment in order to get involved in actually what you love. You can see it on TikTok, and you can see it on like Reddit and other forms of social media. Content creation is so simple nowadays. And whether it's science or engineering, it's music production or filmmaking and animation, storytelling or problem solving, again, these are all so much more accessible than they've ever been. So you're in for a treat, because I'm going to introduce some topics throughout today around speakers around these wonderful talks. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to our new keynote speakers, Luke McNeice and Hepsi Wilson. Luke is the head of engineering at Hamilton and Robson, and Hepsi works alongside him as a software engineer. Luke has worked with some big players in the past, like Reddit, X, TikTok, and Etsy in his work, and Hepsi recently completed a master's at Queen's University in software engineering. So together they're going to take us through a fascinating AI-powered experience called Story Dreamer, which was actually in Belfast for a few months, and the members of the public could go visit. It uses state-of-the-art technology, and it's really exciting looking. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please use AHA slides to ask them questions as they talk, and then we can chase up on those after. So yeah, please join me in welcoming Luke and Hepsi.